Hello, George, Ninja Food Forest. We're going to do a soil microscopy 101 here. We'll have a look. I have a PDF pulled up, and it's going to show us the different members of that soil food web, from the smallest, like the bacteria and the fungi, all the way up to the nematodes and the microarthropods. We'll have a look at that, and then I have a slide loaded as well. I've already seen a couple of nematodes on there. We'll see how many of those members of that food chain we can see live as well, so we can see them, pictures of them on the PDF. And then we'll see they look like live in the screen as well. So we'll have a look now. All right, so starting from the smallest, we see the bacteria. One reference I've heard is 10,000 bacteria would fit in the head of a needle. Today we'll look at it under 400 magnification, 400x. It will identify them by the shapes and their motions. There'll be some that are dots, some that are rods, and hopefully we don't see any squiggly ones. The dots and the rods are going to be bacilli and cocci. So round are the cocci, and then the rod shape are the bacilli. And the spirilla is the third type. That'd be a sign of anaerobic conditions. Above that, feeding next is about the same size, would be the fungi, and they'll come in many different shapes and sizes. We zoom in the fungi. We're going to see these fungal hyphae. We'll see separations. These are called septa. And a nice brown color is a general rule of thumb, is a nice one. All this is up for debate. There's just so many types out there. Group 3 is going to be protozoa. So the protozoa are going to feed on the fungi and the bacteria. So that's our next level up. There's going to be 3 types of protozoa we'll see. There'll be amoeba, flagellates, and ciliates. In the amoeba, there's 2 types. There's a shelled amoeba. It's called a testate amoeba. The test is the shell around it. And then the non-shelled amoeba, a naked amoeba. They're a little harder to see. They blend in real well. And then hopefully we'll see flagellates. We can tell them by their motion. They either zigzag or spin around because they have one tail. That's called a flagellum. They have that one flagellum behind them, and that's the way they move through the lens itself, through the water, the material itself. Then there's ciliates. Ciliates, if we see up to 3 to 5 per slide, we're all right. If we see more than that, it's a sign of low oxygen conditions. We don't want to see that, but we don't mind seeing a few. It's a sign that you're in between, and the edge is where it's at. That's where the most diversity comes from. So a few per slide is not bad. Above that, this is more protozoa we're looking at. So these are what they look like, what we'll see. These are the shelled amoeba, testate amoeba. These would be the naked. These are flagellates, where you can see the flagellum behind it. And these are ciliates. We see the multiple hairs all around it. So rather than one flagellum, there's multiple around it. And that's how they move through the water. So they're very zippy. And then there's stalked ciliates as well. Above that is microscopic animals. And this is where we're going to see a lot of nematodes. We may see a rotifer. I don't think we'll see a water bear in here. So let's go and we'll have a look now. I do want to say this is just the basics. We can look at just amoebas. And this just shows the diversity in just those shelled amoebas that we'll see in there. So we won't try to name exactly what we're seeing, but we might know that it's a Arcella amoeba or one of these groups. But all right, let's have a look under the microscope now. All right, we got our sample in. We're zoomed in not all the way. We're zoomed into 400x. A little bit of a dirty slide, but we can see some nice rod bacteria in here. You see that rod, the way it's moving? So that's a bacilli. And a lot of these dots, different colored dots, those are going to be cocci. So we have some cocci and bacilli bacteria, a nice amount of them. So we focus in a little bit to the bottom right here. We can see a nice piece of fungal hyphae there. And above it, there's a real nice piece there. All the septa breaks in it. So we can see it's a nice darker color. We like to see a more darker color generally. And nice breaks in there. There's septa breaks, each of those being its own cell. And we like to see lots of branching as well, showing it was probably a nice network of it. So that's going to be most like a saprophytic fungi, a decomposing fungi. And if we zoom back into the next layer, again, we can see lots. There's what we're looking for the next level. We'll talk about that. That's a flagellate. Mostly by the way it's moving, it's hard to see. It's in a different layer. We'll zoom in and see if we can see it. We'll wait next. We'll probably find a few of those. So you have the bacteria and the fungi. Moving out, we're going to zoom back out to 100x for a moment and see if we can find some protozoa now. Looking at that first one we just saw there, see if we can find it. We need to zoom back in. That flagellate was one type, and there's the shelled amoeba. We may see some ciliates, but hopefully just the flagellates and shelled amoebas in here. There we found I believe it's an Arcella amoeba. You can see the shell around it, a shelled amoeba. We'll have a look at that on the JPEG or PDF. I have it on this website. Could be any one of these, I guess. It's kind of really hard to tell, but these are all different shelled amoeba. We're just looking at it from the top rather than the side. We're looking at it from the top like this. I know there's another testate right next to it, I believe I saw. Right there. Oh, and there's a tail of a nematode, I'm sure. So there's a real good look at a shelled amoeba, testate amoeba. We see the mouth on this end. As I go through the layers here, we'll see the insides a little bit. Let me see if I can change the color and get a better look. That's the best I can do right there. We're getting a good idea. You can see the mouth on this end, the shell around it. We'll find a few more, I believe, while we're in here. Sometimes you can even see the bacteria or whatever's been eating in the inside of it. So now we've seen those. We'll look for their flagellate as well while we're here. Here's a flagellate. Oh, swimming away. It can be hard to see. They're in a different layer sometimes. So we zoom in and out. We'll see the tail behind it moving, the single flagellum behind it. And it's whipping that around. That's making it move. So that's a flagellate. That's again that protozoa layer level. We have of the protozoa, there's 3 in that category we're looking for. The shelled amoeba, the shelled and the naked amoeba. The flagellate, which we're seeing here, that has the one flagellum sticking out the back, whipping around or going in S's or circles. Sometimes that's the way it moves. Or if we see one moving through quickly and moving around very easily, that's the ciliate. And hopefully we don't see too many of those in here. This is a really good example. Ooh, very touchy at this magnification. It's a very good example of a flagellate. And that might be another one right there, not moving. A good example of a good-looking flagellate right there. Let's see who else. There's a very active flagellate right there. See on this outer layer. Again, the flagellum behind it. They don't often move straight like that. There he goes whipping around. More known for that erratic movement like that. Here we have another shelled amoeba. Another protozoa. It's a shelled amoeba. So that second level above the bacteria and the fungi. Now we're up in the protozoa. You see the mouth on this end. The insides, whatever's been consuming. We'll zoom out to 100 to give you some perspective. It's a type of bacteria, I believe. I'm drawing a blank on what that is. Name for it. There's another nice one right there. We'll zoom in at. See the mouth real well on it. Not as well as I thought you could. So the mouth's right there. You see the insides again, the shell around that. So it's a testate amoeba. A shelled amoeba. Another shelled amoeba. Doesn't look in the greatest of shape. As we scroll around looking, when I make something like that, you'll believe that that's going to be a testate amoeba. Looks like. I'll zoom in one layer and see. And we were right. It's a testate amoeba next to a nice piece of fungal hyphae. The more time you spend on the microscope, the more you'll be able to pick out those shapes and sizes. Again, the bacteria all around it, different shapes and sizes. Now that we're zoomed into 400 again, I believe that testate's moving. You can see it moving live. All the food inside of it, what it's been feeding on. It's a very good example there. Again, we'll go back out to 100. Another strand of fungal hyphae. And next to it, I believe I see 2 protozoa, 2 shelled amoeba. We'll zoom in and have a look at those. There's a real good look at one there. We're in at 400x now. We can see the mouth on that end. Good look at the shell. Some of the insides as we zoom in and out. Real good look at bacteria around here too. All different shapes and sizes as we go through the layers. Nice rod bacteria there. So the bacilli and the cocci being the round ones. And I believe there's another one right next to them. Yeah, right there. There we can see another one. Real good look at that one's moving around right now. Zoom in, we can see those septa real well, and the fungi, the fungal hyphae, the breaks. If you want to read about this, read the teeming series, Teeming with Fungi, Teeming with Bacteria, Teeming with Nutrients from Jeff Lowenfels. He just explains this in such detail. The communication that goes on, not with this type of fungi necessarily, but with this is saprophytic, this is a decomposing fungi. It feeds on organic matter. He talks more with the AMF, the symbiotic fungi that's going to penetrate endo and ecto that work with the root in a symbiotic relationship. Is that other one right there we look at, or another one? Let's wander. We've seen the flagellate. We didn't make it out very well. We've seen lots of these bacteria around us, lots of fungi. And I know there's a nematode just up. So now we're going to move up to the nematode next. The next layer up. There he is there. We tell the nematode by its mouth parts. This one's moving so much, we're not going to be able to see much of the mouth. Yeah. I'm going to find another one that's more calmed down. We'll be back. Oh, there's one. It's sleeping or not alive. Oh, it's alive. It's moving. So let's zoom in as quick as we can before it wakes all the way up. You need to look at his mouth parts. There we go. So this one's a bacterial feeding. You can tell by the mouth parts. There's bacterial feeding, fungal feeding, opportunistic omnivore. There's even predatory that hunt other nematodes. So I believe there's 5 different types. Here we are, the nematodes by the mouth parts. So the bacterial feeder will have a kind of a wide opening in the beginning and then a narrow passage. The fungal feeder will have like a spear in it. The root feeder will have the same thing, a spear, but a little wider to penetrate the root. D is predatory. That you can see we can get another nematode and slice it in half and feed on it. Then E is omnivore. It eats anything that it's able to eat. So those are the 5 basic types. That's a good look at that one right there. We'll move through the body. We can see actually the bacteria inside of it that it's consumed already. Those little dots, different colored dots inside of it. There's fungal spore. I believe it's dividing. You see this fungal. That might be a yeast, actually. I could be wrong. It's either a fungal spore dividing or a yeast. There's a good shot of the bacteria inside. Let's go see what else we can see. I'm going to catch this rotifer feeding. We'll have a look at it. It's really neat to see. It's a microscopic animal. We're zoomed in 40x right now. It'll stop and get 2 little vortex mouthpieces going. I should say 2 spinning mouthpieces, creating a vortex. We can't see it right now. It's happening. See him spitting the stuff out. It's spitting the stuff out. Well, I started on a battery, so I moved over to the worm castings. And right off the bat, I found this rotifer. It's a microscopic animal. As we learn about most of these, there's going to be those bacteria, these small ones, these fungi, which are these can be spores or those hyphae. But most of these animals, we saw the nematode. We'll see some protozoa in here. This microscopic animal, which is the rotifer, they're feeding on the bacteria, the fungi, or something as large as these, even the protozoa. I think we say certain ones feed on certain things, but generally I'm going to think there's probably quite a bit of omnivoreism going on, eating what they can. There's a nice testate amoeba right next to him now. Here we're going to see his mouth get going. Zoom in if I can and catch it. Oh, I'm missing it. It's hard. It moves so much. It moves so much. I'll try to catch that clear once. There he goes. See the mouth spinning there. Creating a vortex, sucking in food. So we're going to see if the bacteria, you can't tell, but it's tiny dots and rods, potentially some zigzags. We don't want to see that. That would be anaerobic. Fungi, we're going to see we're septate. These are separations. So we're going to see hyphae, fungal hyphae, which is what these are, with septate in them, separations. Hopefully branch would be even better, multiple. We're going to see testate amoeba, which is a shelled amoeba. Naked amoeba are quite hard to see. Probably see some flagellates in here. We may see ciliates. We don't want to see too many. They're a sign of things going anaerobic on the edge. Hopefully we'll see nematodes and possibly rotifers. We'll see. These are the upper end of the food chain.